And phenoxyethanol is a commonly used preservative, and it's one of these misunderstandings in the market that a lot of organic and natural products still use a chemical synthetic preservative.
Hey beauties, thanks for tuning in and welcome to the one and only Clean Beauty Podcast. Did you know that in America, cosmetics are not regulated? Companies are free to add thousands of potentially harmful ingredients that personally cause me to have health problems. Hi, I'm the creator of Lash Binder and your host, Cassandra McClure. I've worked in the beauty industry worldwide for over 10 years as a wedding and celebrity makeup artist. Now, I'm on a mission to ban 1,500 ingredients by advocating for cleaner and greener cosmetics. Join me every Monday right here for a new episode on the Clean Beauty Revolution.
So today we are at Create and Cultivate, and we're doing a live interview with the one and only
Barbara Paldus, CEO of Codex Beauty.
So really excited to be here today. So what brings you to Create and Cultivate?
So we launched the company on June, and this is our third trade show to bring the brand to the market.
Awesome. How did you hear about it?
We have a professional set of executives from the industry, and they were like, you have to be a Create and Cultivate, so here we are.
Oh my God, that's so cool. And you're speaking today?
I am at 435
Awesome.
On brands and new brands and emerging brands.
Awesome. So your brand is not only clean, it's also has a sustainability aspect. But there's something you mentioned earlier before we started recording. And what was that?
It was a chemical called Phenoxyethanol. And Phenoxyethanol is a commonly used preservative. And it's one of these misunderstandings in the market that a lot of organic and natural products still use a chemical synthetic preservative.
Wow. Okay. Tell us more.
And what's interesting about it is that the European Commission and Japan limit it up to 1% in any product. Otherwise, it's not authorized to be sold. I don't know if there are any such restrictions in the US, which is a little frightening when you think about it. And then also in 2013, Europe almost banned it completely because there are some concerns that it may have toxicity effects on your children.
So in your DNA or if you put it on children?
So it's considered to be a neurotoxin. So if you're putting it on your skin while you're pregnant, it causes sensitization. And in some rat and rabbit studies, the offspring was born 30% less body weight, and they didn't develop as well as offspring that was not exposed to this chemical. But the trials were not totally conclusive, and so the jury's still out. And so the European Commission, really, the Cosmetics Council muscled its way to still use it because it's such a cheap and effective preservative.
Wow. And so what do you do?
So the way I found this out was that my son is highly allergic to it. So when he was a baby and I got regular products that have this chemical in it, he turned red and blistered. So you can imagine a newborn baby, you are freaking out beyond imagination. And so as he grew older, he was still sensitive, and I would go around the world shopping for products. And what I then found was the one common ingredient of about 100 different products was phenoxyethanol. So we decided to develop a plant-based preservative system that did not use phenoxyethanol, but that could replace it.
Okay.
So that's what we did. It took us about 9 months, a lot of research, many different cosmetic chemists contributed to this effort, and we went through a big search to figure out a new formulation only based on plants, things you'd find in yogurt, things you'd cook with, food preservatives that are totally safe for eating, and give it an efficacy so it kills all the bacteria and the bad stuff in 24 hours.
Wow. Okay. So what is the replacement?
So the replacement is a combination of ferments, like lactobacillus, fermented coconut, potassium sorbate, which is in a lot of food and has been declared safe, and a couple other ingredients like propanediol, which you can get from plants. It's an extract. So we're EWG verified level 1.
Amazing. And where can everybody find you?
So right now we're online. We started digital to consumer, and you'll laugh at this, but In the US, there's a lot of education to be done. So we actually launched in Europe. So we have 18 stores in Ireland. We're opening 11 stores in the UK. We're launching in the Middle East because we also don't use any alcohol in our processes. So we're halal. So for the Middle East, it's actually safe for consumption. And then we're coming back to the US. So we're launching in Europe. We're also launching in Asia, like Singapore, and then we're coming back to the US. So you can find us online.
Dubai?
Yeah, we're going to be opening up in Dubai, and we're going to be then Saudi and United Arab Emirates. So we're super excited about that.
That is really cool. I used to live in Dubai. I love it.
Oh, isn't that an amazing place?
Yeah. Okay, so tell me about what you have several products in the line. What do they do? How are they different other than not containing
Phenoxyethanol. I know
Phenoxyethanol.
it's quite a mouthful.
It's not Phenoxyethanol.
No.
Okay, it's not. Okay. I'm just making sure that I wasn't saying that one wrong.
Oh, phenoxyethanol is phenoxyethanol. And it's basically, phenoxy is a benzene, and benzene's carcinogenic. It's like 6 carbons in a hexagon. And then you add the ethanol to it.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. People pronounce it differently.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I wasn't saying it wrong?
It depends. I mean, if you're in Britain, you're saying it correctly. If you're here, you're saying it, a little differently. But
oh, wow. Okay.
And chemists, we tend to name things by the grouping. So it probably sounds
So what did you have to do to become EWG verified?
So we had to file our entire formulation with EWG, and then they go through it, and then they identify safe levels of various ingredients. And the other thing we try to do with our products is really reduce the number of ingredients and really focus on actives, plant extracts that have been known in the literature. So they've been in scientific literature proven for certain efficacy. So all of our products have less than 20 ingredients, and some even have less than 10. Sometimes it can be a challenge to do less than 10 and still have the efficacy. And then we do clinical trials. So we're very excited that in the next month we're going to be publishing all of our clinical trial data. So we did trials with a toxicologist and a dermatologist on 30 plus women aged 35 to 65 to really show and quantify what our products do and to prove our claims, because there's a lot of claims out there in the industry that are not supported.
Okay, so you're not testing on animals, you're testing on humans.
Oh my God, no. We just got Leaping Bunny certified. Oh my God, we would never, my son would kill me if we touched a single animal to test on.
Okay, so you were applying something on your son when he was a baby. What was that?
It was just Johnson & Johnson. It was the body wash and then the butt cream.
Whoa. But when you went off, the brand is it unisex then?
It is unisex.
Okay.
It's 100% unisex, and you'll laugh at this again, but a lot of men love our facial oil, which I would have never anticipated, and the women love the skincare creams.
Wow. Interesting. So you kind of created a brand around the issue with your son because he couldn't use those things. How old is he now?
He's now 10.
Oh, okay.
So
you've been working on this for a while.
I've been working on this for a while, and he's been using this for 6 months, and he's perfectly fine. So I know that my little guinea pig is fine.
Wow.
So
that's great. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm so glad to hear this, and I can't wait to see where you pop up next. You'll have to have us at your grand openings, in different places in the U.S. But I would love to go to Dubai for that too. Oh my God, I love going back. Is there certain things that you're working on right now, or any launches, or anything you want to talk about?
We are. So we're basically working on the next 4 products. So right now we have a basic wash, hydration cream, a general treatment cream for skin issues, and then we have the facial oil and an eye gel. So basically hydrate, nourish, and protect. Very, very basic line that everybody, men and women, can use. We're working on a facial mist, we're working on a makeup removing oil, and we're working on some buffing grains, which you'll be able to eat. And one of the things we like to joke about is if you did want to eat our products, you could. Not that people want to eat their skincare, but
Gwyneth Paltrow did a little skit with one of the late night hosts, and they had McDonald's and were eating goop, eating as a dip. I thought that was funny. Because now, I mean, a lot of these products you can, like, if you get it in your mouth, it's okay, you know, versus like a lipstick that you buy at the store that has lead in it that will like eventually give you cancer and kill you. So it's clean beauty has come such a long way. Well, I can't wait to try all the products
And check out our sustainable packaging too.
Oh, okay, so tell us about that.
So we basically partnered with a company in Brazil to get what's called green polyethylene, and that's a plastic that's made out of recycled sugarcane waste. So it's totally plant-based, and when you think about it, when the plants grow, they take carbon dioxide out of the air, so they reduce carbon footprint, and then you make them into plastic. And so we reduce carbon footprint by 80% over a traditional plastic tube. And they're airless, so they're a second barrier of protection for our products. So they further enhance our preservative system. And that's how, with totally natural ingredients, we can get a 24-month shelf life.
So I thought that the products that I saw downstairs had just regular packaging.
Oh no, it's a special polyethylene. It's a special green plastic. And all of our cartons are actually sustainable forestry. So we are very, very concerned about that. And we're going to be starting a program in January for recycling. We were very much impressed by what Nestle is doing with a lot of its coffee recycling and coffee container recycling. So we're going to be implementing that. Because again, I get to see YouTube videos of whales with plastic in their stomach from my son all the time. So he's a big motivator to really help the environment and make sure that we leave the world a little better.
Love that. Did we talk about the plant? It's plant-derived ingredients, right? So everything is natural in a way.
Absolutely. So in a way, so our first line comes from Ireland. Why did we pick Ireland? It has a small population and very low pollution. The last thing you want is to be using plants that have been exposed while they're growing to pollution, because that pollution carries through the plant matter. Then we use special extraction techniques through organic extraction houses where we specify the process to get the actives that we want out of the plants. And in fact, we have relationships with the local growers to make sure that everything is done not just in an organic way, but in a biodynamic farming way, which preserves the environment as well as any surrounding ecosystems. That's very, very important to us. And then some of the plants are wild harvested because you can't actually farm them. And so Ireland, like the bog myrtle that's in our facial oil, comes from Irish swamps. And so we have specially trained people who know how to pick them without disturbing the ecosystem of the swamp. So then we extract everything. We know what we want to extract. We use science and things like chromatography to double check that we have the ingredient that we want. We know which way to extract it. It's a well-known chemical process. And then we put everything together and we make it in a facility called GMP. And that means good manufacturing practice. I come from the pharmaceutical industry, so that's how we used to manufacturing everything.
Yeah.
And so they're qualified. They're actually FDA and EMEA certified. They make topical drug products as well. And what's fascinating is that because it's a clean process, into clean airless tubing with our preservative system, it's about as clean as you can be. So we call it ultra clean, kind of the next generation of clean beauty.
And you're not B Corp?
We are not B Corp because I don't believe in B Corps. I believe in having a corporate code. So we actually have what we call the Codex Beauty Code. It's 10 principles that you can find on our website, starting with customer safety and transparency and efficacy and data. And that is embedded in our corporate resolutions. So even if something happens to me, the executive team and everybody in the company has to adhere to the code. It's like basically, in the 17th century when the musketeers had their code of honor, that's our code of honor.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a different take on it. I really like that. Well, is there anything else you want to add?
I think for now we're good, but I definitely want to stay in touch about Dubai.
Yeah, that would be great. I know everybody over there. Huda.
So do you know Faces? Do you know the distribution chain Faces?
No.
Okay, well we'll talk about that later. Okay. And that would be, I'd love to keep in touch and maybe have you cover our launch over there.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, definitely. I'm in touch with Mona, the Catan sisters, with Huda. We just did interviews with them in LA. a couple weeks ago, and
Wow.
they're going in the clean direction too. So I'm proud of them for starting to kind of change because they have such a big impact in the industry.
They do. Amazing story.
Yeah, but I'm really excited. I have a lot of contacts over there, and I love Dubai, so we'll have to make it work.
Let's make it work.
But yeah, oh my God, thank you for sitting, and good luck at your talk today. I'm coming, so I'll be there.
Awesome.
I'm really excited that you're here at Create and Cultivate. Can't wait to see you next time.
And thank you for the opportunity.
This episode is made possible by our official sponsor, Lash Binder, the world's quickest, easiest, and safest way to apply strip lashes. If you've ever tried applying lashes, you've used your fingers, which is unsanitary and difficult, a pair of tweezers, which is dangerous, or you've tried lash extensions, which can be expensive, damaging, and time-consuming. Lash Binder is a discreet applicator that'll have your lashes on securely in under a minute anywhere in the world. Get a lash starter kit today at lashbinder.com with the code CLEANBEAUTYPODCAST for 25% off. Happy lash! Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Clean Beauty Podcast. For information on my tour schedule, upcoming events, press announcements, joining my Clean Beauty team, or to book me to speak at your next event, head over to my website, CassandraMcClure.com.